Today I'm going to show you a cool little thing that I made for you to enjoy. It's like a solo solitaire version of the popular computer game called Balatro. Maybe you've heard of it. This is my card version that you play in real life with actual cards, and it's called Solatro. It's free. It's not a copy of Balatro. It's not affiliated in any way. It's just more like a fan game that's inspired by Balatro. You can play this yourself right now. All you need is a deck of cards. That's what this video is about. I'm going to show you how to make this and how to play. So a few weeks ago, my uncle came over. He's a poker guy, he's not a gamer, but I felt like he loved Balatro, so I installed it on his tablet and I walked him through the tutorial. He liked the core gameplay of making poker hands for points, but once the shop popped up with the jokers and vouchers and booster packs and all that weird video game stuff, he noped out real fast. That stuff was just too video gamey for him, but I couldn't let it go because I knew that he loved the core mechanics of Balatro. And to be honest, the simple base game is my favorite part too. Just 7 cards, make poker hands, score points, rounds get harder and harder. My uncle does love solo games like Solitaire and Yahtzee. Yeah, he's a real party animal, so I couldn't help noodling the idea of a stripped down version of Balatro that you could play with physical cards. Nothing complex from the game, just the flavor of the game in a simple solitaire style package. That's the idea behind Solatro. That's what I call it. You know, Solitaire, Balatro, Solatro, it's a double whammy. I made it, and then I tested it, and then I remade it, and I tested it some more, and then I tweaked various rules over and over to get them feeling perfect. I've had other people test it and give feedback, and it's finally in a state that I'm super happy with. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think Solatro is the next best thing to Balatro itself. And I also wrote out the rules for you, and I'm going to show you how to play today. I guess I should have warned you at the start that this is very much a side tangent style video for me, not your typical TechDweeb video. No retro handhelds, no video games, no TDP tweaks or custom firmwares, just cards and a dweeb. This video will probably perform terribly, so please, if you enjoy Solatro, please share it. Share the rules, share the video, print some rules and give them out to your friends, teach your old uncle how to play. I know this is fun. I played probably 50 rounds of this myself as I made this, and it's addictive as heck, and it's a great time waster. So I'm going to have all the instructions linked below, and you could read them on your phone or your computer or whatever. But I also made a version that you can print and turn into a little zine-style mini instruction booklet. This is optional. You don't need to make a book. You can just read the document I have linked below. But the book is funner, and it's cool and neat. And you're fun and cool and neat. So you should make the book. This little book is just one piece of paper, folded in a neat way, and it's got all the rules and a handy little playmat for you to use while you play built in. And this is my favorite part, the document is the exact size you need it to be to fit in a standard deck of cards, either bridge-sized or poker-sized. I have this deck of Balatro-style cards that I got from AliExpress. I'll link these below if you want to pick up this exact pack, but any cards will do the job. And you can put the instructions right there with the cards in the box. I'll show you how to play in a minute, but let's quickly go over how to make the booklet. I have 2 sizes, full 8.5 by 11 if you don't care about it being the same size as a deck of cards, and then you can skip the trimming step, and then there is a card-sized version that does need trimming. You can go with whatever version you want. I have these hosted for your convenience on my Patreon page. It's free to access, that's just where I'm hosting the files. It's a public post, so you don't have to sign up for Patreon and help me out by supporting my work. Definitely don't have to do that sort of thing. So you can just download your PDF and print it however you like to print stuff. If you're doing the card-sized version, there is trim lines around the outside, and you're going to want to trim just inside this dashed line around the edge, like 1 millimeter on the inside. And then we need to do some folding. Fold it in half long ways so that the words are on the outside, and then unfold it, and now fold it in half the other way, and now fold up each side in half, just like this. If you did it right, your paper should be in a sort of W shape. Now grab your scissors and snip this middle part right here. Just the middle. Don't cut the whole dang thing in half. Now the magic happens. Just fold it down like this, and just sort of fold it around so it's the shape of a book, and boom! There you go, a little mini Solatro booklet. And since I did the card size version, it will slide right in there with my Balatro style cards. A nice little pocket sized Solatro set. And now the moment you've been waiting for. The moment I do this. Oh, that was quite a moment. And now the second moment you've been waiting for, I'll show you how to play. The goal of Solatro is the same as Balatro. You need to survive as many rounds as possible by reaching the score target for each round. The targets go up each round, so it gets harder and harder, and you use poker hands to earn points towards your target. And there's a bonus shop that you can access between rounds, and there's jokers. We'll get into that stuff. You only need a standard deck of cards and a piece of paper to keep track of stuff. However, I like to use coins when I play, so I don't have to write as much stuff down. I use a bunch of quarters to keep track of the rounds. I think of this as like I'm winning quarters the longer I play. In my headcanon, I like to think I'm trying to get quarters to go to the arcade on the weekend. And I use some dimes to keep track of my bonuses, which I'll show you. You will probably need a piece of paper to write down your score in each round. You technically can just keep the numbers in your head. It's not actually that complicated, and I'm sure some people won't even need the paper, but I'm not smart enough for that, so I got to use the paper for dum-dums. The first round target is 25 points, and each new round increases the target by another 25 points. So round 2 is 50, round 3 is 75, round 4 is 100. If you're using the quarters, on round 1 there's just going to be 1 quarter out, and on round 2 there's 2. It is sort of just a helpful reminder of what round you're on and what the target is. Each round starts by shuffling the cards and then dealing yourself 7 cards. This is your hand. You can always draw up to your 7 card hand limit, so you'll always have 7 cards. You get 3 plays per round, 3 chances to play cards and win points. You can play up to 5 cards in a single play. Doesn't have to be 5, you can play 2 or whatever, but not all cards have to be part of the poker hand. So if you want to play a pair, you can just make a play with 2 matching cards. But if you want to get rid of some extra cards along with those 2, just because you want more cards, you can play a couple cards you don't care about as part of that play, and then you'll be able to get more cards when you fill your hand up. You'll still only get points for the pair though in that case. The way the scoring works is you play poker hands and they're worth a certain amount of points. The face value of the cards that you play doesn't matter at all here. So this is one area that Solatro is different from Balatro. The only thing that matters is getting the poker hands, which are worth a set amount. Here is what each combination is worth, by the way. High card is worth 5. That's basically any hand that doesn't have anything else in it. That'll just be a high card. A pair is worth 10. 2 pair is worth 20. 3 of a kind is worth 30. A straight is worth 40. A flush is worth 50. Full house is worth 60. 4 of a kind is worth 100. Straight flush is worth 125. And royal flush is worth 150. And this is just the basic poker hands. There are wild cards that we'll talk about, but there's no like 5 of a kind or 3 pairs or any weird hands like that. If you made the booklet, the middle section of the booklet is like a little playmat. So you can leave this open while you play, and the left side of the playmat is a cheat sheet of what each of the different poker hands are worth. When you make a play, you're going to record the points that you earned for that play, and you make several plays in a row per game round. The cards you play are immediately discarded, but I like to put the cards that I've played in a little crisscross stack like this. So the first play gets put like this, and then the second goes like this, and the third like this, and then I can look down here and remind myself how many hands I've played, because I forget easily. However, obviously you won't have good hands all the time, so you're going to want to be discarding cards to hopefully get something better. So if you've got the makings of a straight or a full house or whatever, you can throw away any cards you don't need and hope for something better. By default, you only get 3 discards per round, so it's sort of a little bit risky to throw away something good that might be useful later. And I do the same thing with the discard pile. I stagger the stacks so that I can look over here to remind myself how many discards I've used. It's just easier than trying to write it down or keep track in my head. Whenever you play cards or discard, you're going to immediately draw back up to your hand limit, which is 7 cards by default. When the round is done, you add up all the points that you've earned from all your hands that you've played. So if it's round 1 and the goal is 25 points, let's say we got a pair and a 3 of a kind and a full house. That's 10 points for the pair, 30 points for 3 of a kind, and 60 points for the full house. 100 points. The target of the round was 25 points, so we won. Nice. And now that the round is done, we can go shopping. So this here is the bonus item shop. This is just a set of 6 different bonuses that you can buy with your excess points. Think of them like bonus tokens that you can cash in while you're in a round to get the bonus. You can only have 1 of each bonus, so I use these dimes to cover them up whenever I buy them. The bonus shop is where you're going to spend your excess points. So in our case, in round 1, we earned 100 points from the hands we played, and the target was 25 points, so now we have 75 points left over to spend, if that makes sense. Yes, it does. Let's go through the bonuses real quick. There's an extra card for 10 points. You can cash that in to immediately draw a card and add it to your hand, or an extra discard for 25 points. So you'll get 4 discard chances in a round if you have this and you cash it in. Pocket points costs 50 points, and you can cash this in during a round to boost your score by 25 points. It's not a good value, but it's a very important bonus because that sort of acts as a safety net. So you can turn leftover points from one round into points in another. Extra hand costs 75 points, and that'll give you 1 extra play. So instead of being able to play 3 poker hands for points, you'll be able to play 4. Double score costs 100 points, and that will double the score on any one hand that you cash this in on, and you could double that hand's score. And shield costs 150 points, but this will protect you from failure. If you have this and you fail a round, you can sacrifice your shield and it will be as if you didn't lose, and you can proceed to the next round and even keep your points. So if I had 75 points to spend, I could get pocket points and an extra discard, or I can just buy extra hand. Or if I bought like pocket points and extra card, I have 15 points left over, but nothing on here costs 50 points. So if I go into the next round, the 15 points that I didn't spend disappear. The extra points that you accumulate don't carry over into new rounds. Because, like I said, you can only have 1 of each bonus. When a bonus is used, it's done. You don't have it anymore, so you remove the coin, and then you can buy it again the next time that you're buying stuff. When you're done shopping, you're ready for a new round. So just gather up all the cards and shuffle them all, and then put out another quarter or make note of the round target and start your new round. There is one more cool thing that I haven't even mentioned yet. Jokers. You'll need a deck of cards that has 2 jokers for this, obviously. And the jokers are basically wild cards. If you ever draw a joker, you're going to take that and put it aside, and then draw another card so you still have 7 cards in your hand. And at any time that you make a play, you can use this joker as a wild card as part of the cards in your play. It can be anything. It can be an ace of spades, or a 7 of clubs, or even a 3 of diamonds if you're feeling spicy. Jokers are the only card that isn't reset at the end of the round. If you have a joker, it's going to sit out until you decide to use it. However, there's a dark side to the joker. There can be only one. So if you have a joker off to the side, and then you draw another joker, you lose both, and they instantly get discarded. Looks like the joke's on you. The game ends when you fail to meet the round's target. If you play your plays and you don't get enough points and you don't have a shield bonus, you die. No, not literally. At least I hope not. And your overall score for the game is just the round that you reached. So if you survive to round 5, that's your score. You got a 5. And there's one last little fun thing that I added. On the back of the instructions, I put a metagame aspect where you're trying to beat your old high score. And I put some milestones on there. So if you only survive to round 3 or less, you're cat food. If you reach round 5, that's sort of average and you're a little dweeb. If you make it to round 7, you're an official dweeb. And if you make it up to round 10 or up, you're going to be an ultra mega uber giga dweeb. Like me. And that's it. That's how Solatro works. I think I covered everything. If anything is unclear, please let me know in the comments below, especially the instructions. This is literally my first time writing instructions for a tabletop game, and I had to keep them concise to fit in the booklet, but I tried my hardest to make sure they were still clear and explained everything and also looked neat. I hope I did okay, but maybe I didn't, so just let me know if anything needs to be addressed and I can do an update on the instructions. Also, I'm dying to know. If you try this, please let me know what round you made it to. I played this a ton myself and I showed it to a few people, but I'd love more data of how long people last on average. And yeah, if you could share this around, that would be cool. Share it online, share it with people you think would enjoy it, print off some mini books and give them to your friends, give one to the cashier at the bulk food store, your pharmacist. I just want lots of people to enjoy it because I worked hard on it and I love playing it myself. I think it's fun and I want to spread it around. Also, if you haven't tried Balatro yet, freaking play some Balatro. Get it on your phone or Steam or Switch or wherever you play games. Just get Balatro and play it. You'll thank me later. Or curse my name when it's taken over your life. That's probably actually more likely. And that's it from me for today. I'm TechDweeb. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.